Am I the asshole for getting my aunt and uncle kicked out of their house for not letting my husband and I sleep together? I, male 27, am married to a man, male 28. He is the love of my life. I had only ever dated women before him, but when I met him, I realized that I was bi. And then we fell in love. We got married in the fall of 2018, so it's been almost 4 years. Now we live in Vermont. My whole family is from a small town in Texas, a super conservative Catholic area. I was raised there, but my dad got a good job in NYC when I was 15. The culture shock was difficult. We went from living in a rural Texas area to living in an apartment in Manhattan. My parents didn't sell our house in Texas though. They allowed our aunt and uncle who had just had their third child to move in while charging them a small rent. In college, when I came out as bi, my brother and dad were very supportive. My mom needed some time to accept. The rest of my family reacted poorly at first, but eventually they came around. During visits, we stayed with my aunt and uncle at my old house, but because we weren't married, we weren't allowed to share a bed. We never argued about this because we both would rather make peace. Visiting since, instead of staying with my aunt and uncle, we would rent a motel room. During COVID, we did not visit, but this summer, my parents and brother decided to go visit my hometown again for 2 weeks and invited my husband and I. I wanted a motel again, but my aunt and uncle insisted my brother, husband, and I stay with them. The first night, the sleeping situation was being discussed after my cousins went to bed. My aunt and uncle wanted me and my brother to take the spare bedroom, and my husband to sleep on the couch. All three of us took issue with that. They snapped and said that we were not really married because we're gay, and that they had children in the house. They said that it would be a bad influence on their kids. This hurt my husband's feelings and he started crying and ran out of the room. When my husband ran out, my uncle had the audacity to start laughing. That's when I saw red. I started cussing them out so loudly that my young cousins came in to investigate. I told them that if they didn't go apologize to my husband immediately, then I was going to tell my dad what just happened and I was going to make sure to have them kicked out of the house that was still in my parents' name. My bros seconded everything that I said. They started backtracking and saying that we were welcome in their house, but that we had to follow their rules. I responded that it wasn't really their house. I told them that they were going to be homeless if I could have my way. The kids started crying because they heard me say that they were going to be homeless, so we just left. My husband was on the porch crying. I promised him that I would never subject him to that again. I told my dad what happened. To say that my dad was angry would be an understatement. He served them a notice of eviction for 60 days. Now I'm getting slammed with text messages, phone calls, Facebook messages from my family calling me an asshole. I want to know if I'm the asshole for allowing my young cousins to end up homeless. Is it fair that they have to pay for what my aunt and uncle said to me and my husband?